Hi, I'm Kelly Vanacore, your local real estate agent and probate and estate specialist here in the state of Connecticut. If you are watching this video, there's a good chance that you've recently lost someone. On top of the grief, figuring out what happens to their home can feel completely overwhelming. My goal today is to make that part a little more clear for you and your family. First and foremost, I want to be very clear, I am not an attorney and nothing in this video is legal advice. Every estate and probate property is different, and I always recommend working with a qualified attorney for your specific situation. What I can offer is the real estate side of the process, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. The first thing that determines what happens to the house is whether or not your loved one had a will. If there was a will, the property goes through a legal process called probate, where the court validates the will and oversees the distribution of assets, including the home. If there was no will, Connecticut law determines who inherits the property. Either way, in most cases, the house will go through probate. Probate in Connecticut is handled at the local town level, so you'll be working with the probate court in the town where your loved one lived. The court appoints an executor, usually someone named in the will, who is responsible for managing the estate, paying any debts, and then distributing the assets, including the property. If there is no will, the court will appoint an administrator to handle that same role. In Connecticut, the probate process can take anywhere from a few months to over a year, depending on the complexity of the estate, whether there are any disputes among heirs, and how the local court operates. Once an executor is appointed, they have the legal authority to manage and sell the property. Depending on the situation, they may need court approval before selling, or they may be able to move forward with more flexibility. Your probate attorney will guide you on which applies to your specific situation. Here's what I always tell families. You don't have to wait until probate is fully closed to start thinking about the home. You can have me evaluate the property, help you decide on the best strategy for you and your family, and prepare for the sale while the legal process is still moving. That way, when you do get the green light from probate court, you're ready to go. 2 questions I get all the time. First, what if there's still a mortgage on the property? The mortgage doesn't just disappear, unfortunately, when someone passes away. The estate is responsible for keeping up with payments while probate is ongoing, or the property needs to be sold to pay it off. If payments do lapse, there can be consequences for the estate. Another reason why having a plan in place with a solid real estate agent and a probate attorney really matters and helps make a difference. Second question, what if the house needs a lot of work? This is incredibly common in probate. There have been many homes that have been lived in for decades, need updates, or have been vacant for quite some time, and that's completely normal. And it's really the process that I am very familiar with in helping families prepare a home for sale that is perhaps not quite ready for market. Once the executor has the authority to sell, that's where I come in. I specialize in estate property sales across all of Connecticut. I work directly with probate attorneys, executors, trustees, and families directly to make this process as smooth and stress-free as possible. I understand that this isn't just a normal real estate transaction. There's grief involved, family dynamics, and legal timelines, and I take all of that very seriously. I offer 2 options for my clients. The first option is a cash, as-is sale, fast, simple, no repairs, no showings, and no stress. If the priority for your family is speed and ease, this may be your best path. Option 2 is my full white glove concierge service, where I connect you with trusted local vendors for home improvements, estate sales, cleanouts, professional photography, staging if needed, and full open market exposure to maximize the value of the property. Every family and every estate is different, and my job is to help you figure out which option makes the most sense for your situation. If you found this video helpful, please like this video and share. I share this content regularly to help families and professionals navigate estate property sales in Connecticut. And as always, if you are an attorney, an executor, trustee, or a family member navigating an estate property sale, I am always happy to be a resource. Thank you so much for watching.